And by the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For coming. We're going to start out ambulance service. We don't have a representative here. You do have information on your Google Drive with respect to the ambulance service. And to follow up on your last meeting, I did reply to the survey in accordance with the responses that Board of Commissioners had. And Greg, I forwarded your questions. Also, they had a free-for-all at the bottom for other comments, and I included the questions. Did everyone have a chance to look over the minutes? Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? I'll second. Mr. Bill Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Greg Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Donnell.
Yes.
Ms. Rao. Yes. Thank you. Did each one of these meetings have to be done separately, or was it okay using that as one? I believe you had unanimous attendance. So that, no, you can take them together. Is that what was intended by the motion? Thank you. Thanks. Tax collector. Obviously, I'm not the tax collector, but I will point out to the board that although it shows that quite a bit of the 2025 real estate was collected, you'll see on the financial reports that collection is lagging for real estate compared to last year. And that is mostly because the 30th of April was on a Wednesday. So the actual deposits weren't in the bank and processed through the bank until after that, which is the next week to May. So we should see in the May report, people are equalizing out from last year.
You read my mind, Gene. I was going there.
Yeah, that popped out at me very clearly. And it's in all the funds. So it's a matter of people waiting till the last minute. As a matter of fact, on April 30th, be careful where you park your car, because people are coming in, putting in the drop boxes. It's coming out of the drop box. So, and yes, we've got it all. So yeah, people were waiting till the last minute. Okay, thank you. Next, we're going to move on to public comment. I think, is there a spokesperson here for Flying Bill regarding ballrooms? No, sure. Skip right over that. Does anybody else have a comment about that?
I mean, maybe just some clarification. I don't know if Gene or Bob would mind giving for the public purpose just a little background.
Sure. Flying Hill Drive has several malls from one end to the other, between 10 north end, south end. There was a series of bollards on about half of the island. The bollards were old railroad ties, probably 40 or more years old. Frankly, the bollards should have been removed when the road was dedicated to the township. They were removable objects, non-regular objects, in the center lane of the road, in the right of way. We don't allow that. It's not allowed anywhere. It's your state statute against that. There's liability issues. There's mostly safety issues. So there was a traffic accident last weekend. Somebody bollards were dislodged. They were left in the median. We went down and picked them up, and it was just time to get through these things. Like I said, half of them were rotted. Well, there were more than half of them were rotted. So we plucked them out with the backhoe through the little clamshell bucket, and we pulled them out and disposed of them. We backfilled. It'll take some time. We'll get some grass growing here. And I think it's a cleaner look, if I don't say so myself. So I initiated that last Wednesday, or just yesterday. Then we got the bollards out. So there was some complaints, but I think everybody wanted to do that.
And just from my perspective, the reason this showed up, I had a call from Will Whitman yesterday. yes, saying like, what's going on, to make a long story short. And I didn't really know, I just happened to be on my way to work, and I went to the bottom, we had a discussion. So as you can imagine, Bill was kind of, upset, I guess I'll say. He said he's gonna send somebody down here, so that's how it ended up here, so I guess they couldn't make it.
Or maybe they learned to live with it.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's not, it doesn't seem to be that big of an issue now, it was just pretty long day. I feel, it looks nice about. That was my thought when we drove through later on there. Yeah, it's cleaner.
As a point of information for the board, if you have any we have a number of roads with islands or malls, you know. Not all of them have been treated equally, either in the dedication process or on the recorded subdivision plan. If you have any questions, please contact me, Patty, Bob. We'll pull out all the records. I'll give you an example. In the Stone Hill subdivision, there is a note on the recorded plan that the HOA for Stone Hill is responsible for maintenance of those malls. So it can be different in different areas. In the Welsh Woods subdivision, their mailboxes are in the middle of the road. I'm not kidding. Anybody who's here from Welsh Woods will know what I'm talking about. So it can be location specific as to what is in an island or a mall. Please ask us if you have any questions.
If some of you recall, years ago, there was a very large planter in the middle of Village Center Drive right after 10. That was problematic. And when we reconstructed that road in 2010, we removed all that shrubbery, and that had to be, I don't know, 150 square feet. It was a big area right in the center of the road where all those crosshatches are now. And it opened up the sight distance. It made that intersection much safer. It would be different if those malls had curbing on them, which I do have a spreadsheet on it, surprisingly. Curbing makes it different. The cars aren't as likely to jump into the mall. So we have a lot of different ones in different neighborhoods that we can discuss all night, but probably not.
Thank you. Moving on, Mr. Ben Fisher, would you like to come up, state your name and your address, please?
Good evening, everyone. Ben Fisher, 24 Holly Lane. I'd like to publicly thank Chief Winchester and the township staff. They did an excellent job organizing the derby with fishing river. So the children really enjoyed it, and it was a highlight of the week for them. And we look forward to doing it again next year. We're going to make a change. We're going to check our bait before the night before.
Did they catch
We
anything?
found out a better bait to use. So thank you very much. I think Officer Ollie is a huge asset to the township. He's approachable, and his handler is just as good, if not better, as Ollie. And the team are great. And I hope as the commissioners make hard decisions about budgets and so forth coming up, I hope that we do it responsibly and attempt to integrate the township and, get out into the public more. This event is a perfect example. I know it's a lot of work for Patty and Jeannie. But budgets and everything, it's kind of like, okay, you don't want to spend the money, but then you still kind of want to you still want to put yourself out there in the public. So I think the police department is a good investment in this township, and I just want to say thank you.
A couple of things. One, Johnson Environmental Engineering, who's one of our stormwater engineers, donated money for the fish, which is not cheap. So we thank him for that, Nick Johnson. And also, Officer Healy does not get as many treats as Officer Holly.
My granddaughter won the trophy for the smallest fish. We love it.
We gotta remember Scott Brady.
Yes, I'm remiss. Scott Brady, the owner of the property, he allows the township to have the event there every year. It's a beautiful setting, right? We thank him, thank you for reminding me to thank him.
Okay, moving on to our favorite Chief Winchester, the police report.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. You all should have my monthly report in your tablets. If there's any questions I can answer, I'd be happy to. I'd just like to update the board on the civil service entry-level police certified list. The Civil Service Commission did meet and certified the police hiring list. That was done on May 14th. I'm very happy with this list. I think there's a lot of potential, and I would ask that the board make a motion to acknowledge the certified list. And I guess if I could include in that motion for the board to consider making a motion allowing myself and Manager Johnson to evaluate the list and the background investigations and offer conditional offers of employment to the top 3 candidates once the background investigations are finalized on this list.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Greg Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Donnell,
Yes.
Mr. Bill Miller,
Yes,
Ms. Rao.
Yes.
Thank you. And just for the board's edification, if you had not gathered over the past number of months, the chief requested and now received authorization for conditional offers of employment to 3 persons, but we have actually been reduced by 4, 2 retirements and 2 resignations. So that I wanted to make sure you were aware of that now.
Thank you very much. Next on my list, item C is District Justice subpoenas. This is more of an information advisory to the board through the Berks County services system is slightly changing when it comes to the issuance or delivery, I should say, of subpoenas at the criminal level for various municipalities. We have a district justice that's assigned primarily pretty much exclusively to Cumru Township. And it's district justice office specific. However, the sum of the procedures that's changing is that certain subpoenas, once created for victims, witnesses, and suspects, primarily victims and witnesses, certain crimes, those subpoenas will be delivered to the police department, and the police department is going to be then issuing and serving the subpoenas. This creates a lot of issues, and I consider it a transference of responsibility that the county district justice staff, whether they are short-staffed or whether they just don't want to do it, is basically passing this along to us. So I am in communication with our district justice, Yacht. I am thankful that he is reasonable and not doing what other district offices are doing and simply just passing all subpoenas off to us. And I will clarify that this only occurs and is relevant to traffic and hearings, preliminary hearings prior to getting to the Commonwealth level, where the district attorney's office then takes over the issuance and service of subpoenas. So this is just at the preliminary level as well as the traffic level. But again, what's basically going to occur is these subpoenas that we have to serve, instead of the support staff for the county and their 3 to 4 employees doing this, I'm now doing it with my one full-time administrative staff and one part-time administrative staff. It has to be that way because if I ask officers to do it, I'm pulling officers off the street. And as you know, we work there shifts 24 hours a day. I can't have an officer at 3 o'clock in the morning serving the subpoenas. So we will incur a cost increase with this because we are going to be mailing out subpoenas. We will be making phone calls, and obviously there's going to be a cost, backdoor cost for the systems analyst and part-time systems analyst actually doing this. So it's really beyond our control. One of the things I did do is voice my opinion at the Berks County Chiefs of Police, as well as a few other meetings that we did have, but this seems to be beyond anyone's control, and it's being forced upon us. So I just wanted to update the board that at this point, again, I'm thankful that District Justice Yock is reasonable, and we're not getting every subpoena, but we're getting some high-profile cases, and it's going to be creating somewhat of a hardship for us.
With sheriffs, who subpoenas for everything else.
They'll do subpoenas for civil, and they'll also do they'll do subpoenas for the civil process. But primarily for criminal, it's going to be constables that are being paid through the district attorney's office. And everything else is going to be on either the constables at the district justice office or their staff or us. The problem is that one of the biggest problems is that anybody that is familiar with the system knows that once you get charges placed upon you, if you're convicted of those charges, part of the punishment can be fines and costs, court costs associated. Those court costs go to recover some of the funds that it costs to prosecute a case through judges, attorneys, and paperwork, administrative staff. We don't recover any of those funds. None of those funds come to us. So essentially what we're doing is what the county has done years and has recovered a certain portion of those funds through those court costs and fines. So again, it's a transference of responsibility and we're not getting any money for it. So it's helpful to swallow, but it's a bill we have to swallow.
Is this a Berks County thing or is this a Pennsylvania thing?
This right now is a Berks County thing. I'm not sure what they do in other states. And I'm not sure, but I know this is a Berks County thing. You know, some of the things that were floated, ideas that were floated to try and help with this is the constable service is slowly going away for various reasons. My suggestion, and I know it's probably other people's suggestion, would maybe create a position that would be, you know, not as authoritative as a police officer, but a step up from administrative staff and have them serve subpoenas. But unfortunately, this is what we're about.
And so this was forced upon. So who made the decision to force it upon?
It was presented to the president judge, and the president judge issued that, I guess, motion.
Yeah, she entered an order ordering that to occur. And I was at some of those meetings too, so yeah, there's not a lot to do about it. But it was definitely the president judge's decision based on her communication with the district justice staff at town level.
So moving on, item D, update to the Paul Miller law. Those who are not aware, Paul Miller was a 21-year-old gentleman that was killed in a vehicle crash on July 5th of 2010. And it was caused by a distracted driver. His death was caused by a distracted driver. So through various lobbying and communication with his family, they were finally able to get a law passed, which goes into effect June 5th of this year, which prohibits the use of interactive mobile devices while operating a motor vehicle. So essentially, it will be illegal to have a cell phone to your head and talk, or just have it to your head and hold it while operating a motor vehicle. And again, this law goes into effect June 5th of this year. For the first full year, until June of 2026. The only thing that law enforcement can do, if we observe this, is issue a warning. So there's an educational, curve there for a year, which is, very good because sometimes people just don't know the law until they violate the law. So for 1 full year, warnings will be issued, and then after that 1 full year, a fine of $50 can be assessed for a violation of this offense, which is impressive because most offenses, the fine is $25. And anybody who's gotten a ticket knows that with all of those costs, a $25 fine is usually somewhere around 100, and it might be up to $200 now. I haven't issued a ticket in a long time, but it might be about $210 now, just for a stop sign violation. So a $50 fine, a violation of this offense, it's upwards probably close to $300. So again, it's to prevent the sole purpose is to prevent and minimize distracted driving. There are exemptions within the law, meaning a 911 only cell phone can be used if you're contacting the police for whatever reason. So I would encourage you to Google it and look at what the exemptions are. But I would start now making provisions, and if your vehicle does not have the capability of handless phone call capabilities, then maybe buy a holder. You can clip on your air conditioning vents or something like that, with suction cup to your dash. But again, I would encourage you just to put your phone away while you're driving, because no matter what, in my opinion, it's a distraction, and we have enough distractions while we're driving. I don't think anything is so important as to just put it away once you get to your destination to see who's calling you.
Point is not involved.
It doesn't, I don't have that, but I'm sure there will be. There's so many exemptions and prohibitions in this, because there's also crimes that are going to be associated, that can be partner statutes, if you will. So if you end up getting into an accident, and harm somebody or hurt somebody, and then it's learned that you had a phone in your hand, there's enhancements and all kinds of things. So I'm sure there will be points assigned to it, but the important thing to know is that this will be going into effect June 5th. So right around the corner. So please take note of that.
Thank you. Fire Chief B.
Good evening, commissioners. I had that monthly report for April. On your tablets, it was a busy month due to the storms and when we had. Taking questions if you have anything in the report. That'll keep moving. Item B is update on the burn ban. As everyone can see tonight, we're finally getting the well-needed rain we did for months. I believe the drought process has been going on for over a year now, or close to it. We're on the verge of coming out of that. I am going to lift the burn ban, but I highly suggest to the people who have burn permits in the township, they knew who they are. Be caution when burning. Everybody's itching to burn everything they have on their property. Do it in small quantities and make sure it's not a windy day. Because even though it's wet on top, we are still, this stuff we get wind behind it, it'll dry out. So we will be looking at, it'll be posted on the website tomorrow. As I've been getting lots of questions, but one of my defenses is when we have to set aside training for firefighting to preserve water, we also want to preserve water when we do on fire. So I don't want to be using unnecessary things because people want to burn their vegetation. This will open things back up to backyard fire pits and so forth like that. I've had a couple calls about that. I've talked to people about how to use it if I haven't been prepared. And I have all the information and you can reach out to me at any time and I'll be glad to provide it. But we are going to lift the burn ban and go back to normal operations. Unless we see a dry spell again or something, but we'll see how things work out. But it has definitely improved and helped get us through this section of time. with less brush fires and incidents with miscellaneous fires.
So the lift starts tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow morning, I will ask the manager to update the website. Because you can't burn at night anyway, so even right now, if I said it's lifted, that's one of the violations of the ordinance, can't burn at night, can't burn on major holidays, so we'll get it lifted, everybody just take your time, pump the brakes a little bit, pull your piles apart, burn in small quantities, and please be careful with everything you do. So, but that's the update on the burn ban. It'll be updated tomorrow morning. We'll lift it and see what happens. Keep moving. Item C, fire station construction. There's a bunch of pay applications here. I read them off. Looking for a motion on these following pay applications. Fulton Incorporated pay application 11, $467,255.11. HB Frazier pay application 10, $133,060.50. Vision Mechanical pay application 9, $86,940. Air Management pay application 7, $73,440 for a total of $760,695.61.
Move to make payments for application 7, 9, 10, 11, or amount $760,695.
I'll second.
Mr. Badger.
Yeah.
Mr. Donnell.
Yes.
Mr. Bill Miller.
Yeah.
Mr. Greg Miller.
Yes.
Ms. Rao.
Yes.
Thank you. And because Andy asks me every meeting, before this pay app, the balance was 6.6 million.
Oh, that's the last item on my list, for this evening. Our new tanker to replace the 1992 GMC White Tanker 42 is in town. It's being outfitted. Asking the board tonight for a motion to allow me to start the process of selling the old unit. Apply those proceeds to the outfitting of the new unit. And just for Andy and Greg's edification, the other tanker was ordered in October of 2022. So that's how long the lead times are in these things. So the outfitting, you might ask, that has to be done in a certain way. And instead of trying to budget that back then, on some things we can, on other things we cannot do. So next time, once the unit's finished, it's here. We send it out, and sometimes cheaper to actually get it done here than it is at the factory for some things. So that's the lead time just on the tank, and this was purchased outright, $432,000. $32,332 back in 2022. So that's paid for, and it should be here within the next week or two. I'm just looking for a motion to start the process of selling the old tanker.
I'll make a motion to sell a tanker.
Just a real quick question, Chief, you're gonna go through the broker again, like the last one? Is that what
Yeah,
we're doing?
we're gonna probably use a wire line. Not what we really want to discuss the prices in a public meeting, because that's part of the whole process of going through what we go through, but yes. And see what we get with that, and we can always turn it down, and if we have someone local come to us, I believe have the option also, but I'll get the documentation together, get it to Kelsey to review, and we'll get rid of the surplus.
Yeah, I motioned, I think Andy.
Thank you. Mr. Donnell.
Yes.
Mr. Bill Miller.
Yeah.
Mr. Greg Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Badger.
Yes.
Ms. Rao.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have for this evening, unless there's any further questions.
Thank you, Chief. Administration, Jean, do you have anything?
On the codes department report, if the board has any questions, please let me know. Mr. Primeware was also a panel speaker for the Berks County Bar Association on the blighted property process. Cumru Township has participated several times in that, and it has been on the whole successful for us. I won't say we're batting 1,000, but I give us a 700. We really have a good success rate with that process, and we appreciate the county's administration of that process. The other items we have coming up are planning. The first one is, the board I know gets tired of us talking about this, but there's a 90-day window to record a plan after its approval, and that 90 days is for all the conditions that are placed on the approval of that plan to be fulfilled. The Greens Hill Business Park plan are not quite there yet. They've got everything, frankly, but the escrow to do, and they had not recorded their plan within the 90 days. So it's on your agenda for a reaffirmation of approval. If you have any questions, please let me know.
I would say, Kelsey, do you have any comment on that?
No, this is the same thing that's come up for a few meetings now. It's basically just an administrative procedural issue that we need to reaffirm it in order for the recorder of deeds to accept the recording.
I'll make a motion to reaffirm the plan.
I'll second.
Mr. Bill Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Greg Miller,
No.
Mr. Baddour,
Yes.
Mr. Janelle,
No.
Ms. Rao.
Yes.
The next item is Old Hickory Buildings. This is the plan that, this is a parcel on the, east side of Route 10, across from Green Hills Corporate Center. The plan is split, the parcel is split between Cumru Township and Robeson Township. The plan had received a decision from the zoning hearing board that has since been vacated. The developer has removed all development except for a gravel area from the Cumru Township portion of the plan. That new plan with building only in Robeson Township has been recommended for approval by the planning commission. Oh, I'm sorry, we do have a representative of the plan here if the board of commissioners has any questions.
Oh, what is she representing?
Just here, I can show you.
Okay. Not this. Not this.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Sharon. I'm from
Should she have the microphone?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can write it, yeah. My name is Sharanya. I'm coming from Boulder Engineering. I'm representing the Old Hickory Buildings project. Previously, the site had two buildings. One was in Cumru Township and one was in Robeson. But the client has decided to go just with one building that is totally in Robeson Township. The stormwater and everything is also in the Robeson Township. This is gravel area in Cumru Township and nothing else. Planning Commission has looked at the plan. We did receive a comment letter. There was not much in the comment letter except to change the title block for the signatures for the Board of Commissioners. And that was it. I can show you the plan, so you know what I'm talking about.
and for the board's information, the traffic signal, there, a portion, not even half of the driveway entrance for this plan will be in Cumru Township. The traffic signal is the responsibility of Cumru Township. And the developer would be responsible for any improvements to the traffic signal. Great Valley Consultants, Mr. Rogowski, he's usually here. He's not here, by the way, tonight because the change in schedule conflicted with prior meeting. But he would review the PennDOT requirements on behalf of and he has reviewed the PennDOT requirements on behalf of.
I think there's sewer as well. It's not just.
No,
gravel, am I correct?
No,
No, we don't have any building in Cumru Township, so we're not connecting any sewer to Cumru Township.
there is no public sanitary sewer available in this portion of Route ten. The sewer main that is in Route ten is privately owned by Green Hills Corporate Center, and they will not allow connection. It is not a public sewer.
The reason I was asking, wasn't there something in there about the planning commission needing to rule or make some sort of discussion around the SEO?
Correct. That was when we had the building, and we were connecting it to on sewer. And now that building is gone and we don't need to require that anymore. So we entirely removed the sewer connection and the on-lot service that was in Cumru Township. Now that we just have it in Robinson, we're coordinating with Robinson Township to get the connections done.
So could you answer this? So the only reason why they built in Cumru Township was because of the sewer requirement, is that correct?
I don't think I answered your question, I'm sorry.
No, I think I can answer the question. It's because they didn't obtain the zoning relief that they needed in Cumru.
So it had nothing to do with it, so
Correct.
just wanted to state that for the record.
So the zoning issue that you just brought up, it can still build, or I shouldn't say build, but it can put a gravel parking lot. I guess there is a little bit of building, if I remember correctly, from the one road that comes in there or something like that.
It's a driveway, to my knowledge, and you'd have to consult with your solicitor, but I don't think we can deny a property owner access to their property.
I guess we're heading with it, do they need zoning relief for an industrial building? Because the other things will support an industrial use in Cumru Township.
Yeah, it's my opinion that they don't need any zoning relief just to have access and a gravel driveway in Cumru Township. You know, Penske might disagree with that, but it's my opinion that there's not zoning relief required. They're not doing anything in Cumru as far as land development goes.
Yeah, it's just a gravel area in here, so you can see this is the line for Cumru and Robinson, and there's literally nothing here. It's on the gravel area.
On that property.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Correct, yes. I don't know in future if they want to do anything, but at the moment, nothing at all, just in Robinson Township.
And then Steve Hoffman, who is the engineer, who is also with Great Valley Consultants, looked at the revised plan and agreed that no zoning relief would be required. That's not, again, that's not to say that any adjacent landowners would disagree and it could end up in litigation, but that's the opinion of the township planning commission engineer and myself.
I'll make a motion to approve the revised plan.
Okay.
I'll second.
With the conditions, correct? That are.
Yeah, whichever.
Mr. Greg Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Bachelor,
Yes.
Mr. Donnell,
Yes.
Mr. Bill Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Rao.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing the drawing.
No problem. I have a question. We have a team on the on the line. So I was just checking if
I thought we signed that. The T-160, what the young lady is referring to is the form, the PennDOT form that's required to allow them to pursue the upgrade to the signal. It's called a T-160. Kelsey, do we need a motion for from the board to allow us to sign that?
It was a condition.
Yeah, that's part of the conditions of the plan.
Then no, if it's a condition of the plan, we already made a motion to approve based on this condition, so we're good.
oh, thank you.
The good part about it is the developer pays for improvements to the traffic signal. The next item we have, actually, we're going to remove this from your agenda. Here's why. After we had constructed the agenda, Patty and I found out that so this, just to clarify, this is a 2-lot subdivision down on Vermont Road. This, the developer or acquirer, Roos, is acquiring a lot from the Wyomissing UCC Church down in Goggersville. It is the There is sanitary sewer down there. Our low pressure system in Vermont Road is down there. If anybody knows the geography down there, there's a big 5-way intersection with Vermont Road, Goggersville Road. There's a low pressure sewer system down there. And then it hooks into the regular gravity system. I'm sure Mr. McNichols can give all the details. There's something in the planning process called sanitary sewer planning module, which is a package of paperwork that goes from the municipality, and if the municipality is not the treating entity, as we are not, City of Reading is the treating entity, a package of documentation is put together and sent into the DEP for the DEP's approval. The last item in that package of documentation is a resolution from the Board of Commissioners authorizing this package of paperwork to be sent to the DEP. What we found out in the last 24 hours is that there's a new requirement. Even a 2-lot subdivision such as this has to have a published 30-day comment period. I would recommend removing this from the agenda. And both this and the 1917 Cedar Top Road planning modules, which is also just a 2-lot subdivision, will be appearing in the newspaper for a 30-day public comment period. And both of them are in the Wyomissing Creek watershed, and that's the reason why, that's the purpose or reason for the 30-day public comment period. Typically, these 30-day public comment periods are for very large development, like Hawthorne had to do that. Because that's 200 units, not 2. So I just wanted to let you know that you do not have to act on this item. You will see it in July because we have to publish the 30-day comment period, which will extend past your June 17th meeting. So you'll be seeing this again in July.
We will move on to Nichols for Public Works.
Thank you. If you recall, back in March, the board authorized us to assist the Governor Mifflin Memorial Arboretum with picking up, transporting some trees from downtown, bringing them up to the school campus, the elementary school campus area. We did that March 12th, and then on March 14th, we took the tree down and loaded it and replaced it on the hole that was dug by the grounds crew from the school district. There were 21 trees, 8 different species. If you care to go on that website for the Government Memorial Arboretum, it's impressive. I didn't know Google could do that. When he kind of flies around, shows you where these trees go, and the whole process went pretty well. So just an update with that. Like the PennDOT work, there's a lot going on. You may have figured out the Church Road Bridge at 625 started earlier this week, and that's ongoing. That'll be a few months to replacing the deck. Excuse me. The stormwater work on SR 724 in the grill area near the Yoko's Church, that appears to be mostly done. And I take my comments with the grain of salt. These are not my projects. I'm just bringing you all up to speed on what's going on. Number 3 is 625 and 724. We had a kickoff meeting yesterday with PennDOT and a lot of other entities. They're going to bid that job basically from just south of 724 and 625 to Lancaster Avenue. PennDOT's going to be putting in ramps, base repair and overlay over the next year or so. It's only just begun the design phase now. You'll see some work in August, September with ramps. And in the spring of 2026, they'll be doing the overlay. That's your plan right now. And then item number 4 is Molten Boulevard. We got a PA1 call for that last week, but today they put up very large signs that tells you that Molten Boulevard will be closed. There's Penguin Club. There's no stormwater pipe that's been clogged for as long as I've been here. The basin's been collapsing, so they're going to start that work.
Perhaps the county building being nearby facilitated that project finally?
I doubt that. PennDOT's not concerned about traffic, they're just concerned about PennDOT. So.
No, I just mean that
Deterioration.
the county can see it outside their windows, that maybe that helps.
Possibly.
I wanted to let the board know on item number 3, I did notify Berks Nature because if anyone is aware, Berks Nature wants to facilitate and got a grant for facilitating the Angelica Trail across 625, from the east side of 625 to the west side of 625. And certainly project number 3 will back their project. We have no details. I just made sure to connect First Nature people with PennDOT. And they will have to work it out because the majority of that project is in Cambridge, not in Cumru.
And I'll reiterate, these are PennDOT jobs on PennDOT roads. We have no impact on them. We're along to the right of the, we help this. If you have questions or comments, please direct them to PennDOT and Temple and they can possibly help you out. Once you have any questions, that's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Bob. And moving on to Solicitor Kelsey Frankowski.
I promise that I am working on many things for the township at this point in time, just nothing that is relevant to the public. I've got nothing.
Short and sweet. Okay, do I hear a motion to pay the bills?
So moved. I'll second.
Mr. Badger,
Yes.
Mr. Donnell,
Yes.
Mr. Bill Miller,
Yeah.
Mr. Greg Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Rao.
Yes. Do we need an executive session?
Actually, we do not. I thought we might, that's why I left item number 2 on there, but unless the board has something, we do not need one on item number 1. I've been answering interrogatories and other administrative items. There's no, result of any kind to tell you.
That make this the official record for this board of commissioners?
Yeah. Okay, then, reminders, zoning hearing board, 5/27/25 at 6 P.M. Application number 832, budget store and lock shelf storage for a variance from sections 411B and 837A in order to expand the self-storage use. The property is located in the mixed-use general commercial district at 2251 Lancaster Pike. The Board of Commissioners meetings for June and July are June 17th, a regular meeting at 7 P.M. July 16th at 7 P.M., also a regular meeting. And July 29th at 7 P.M. is a 5th Tuesday meeting. Planning Commission meeting is 6/2/25 at 6 P.M. and the Steering Committee 6/25 at 6 P.M. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thanks, Bill.